they've pulled off a win here, in my opinion, with what they've released.
Guild of Guardians Friends and Family playtest. Yeah.
Yeah. I should have specified that. Yeah, Guild of Guardians Friends
No.
and Family demo playtest, whatever you want to call it.
400 players playing. I think it'll be finished by the time people listen to this because it's finishing very soon. From when we're still going right now for a couple more hours.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get up to?
I got into
Did you get?
silver. I got into silver bracket. I literally missed the gold bracket by one slot. 34 was the cutoff. I was at 35. And I missed the first 36 hours of playing because I had some real life stuff going on. But
Same. So did I.
yeah, I was behind the eight ball with that. Plus, I had to figure out what to do, how to do it. I made some mistakes along the way. I still ended up at 35, which I'm happy with. And then when I found out that I didn't make the gold cut for the last part of this, I just I stopped playing as much because I literally was playing. I was probably playing at least 6 to 8 hours a day trying to catch up and just heavily addicted. This has been a home run. They needed this badly and they got it. And for what it is at the time period of this reboot, I'm very happy. Congratulations to the team. What's your thoughts on it so far?
Oh, it's a bloody pain in the ass, man. I'm so addicted to it. Ugh. I've played more than 6 hours a day, man. I played for 12, 14 hours a day, I reckon.
It's disrupting my life.
I started late and I missed the cut on the. I got bored in the endless dungeon, so I'm pretty dumb at these games. It take me a while to learn it all, and I did so many things wrong that it cost me. And I got through to silver, but I saw because I started 36 hours late, like you, or 48 hours later, and so I was behind. Everyone else could get way more points doing endless dungeons because they had higher gear, so they could get further. But what I end up doing is cashing all my characters out and just having five heroes that I made powerful. And I literally had 3 other backups that were about 20-30% behind all the time.
Right.
And they only came in for strategical, like if, I knew it was a hard. So in the dungeon run, so everyone that doesn't know, there's 2 types of dungeons. There's a normal dungeon run and there's an endless dungeon run.
Right.
And the normal dungeon run is 20 maps, and there's four maps, 4 zones within a map. So 80 zones. Some of those will be like just non combat ones. So there's probably about 70 or 65 combat zones in a dungeon. There was 2 dungeons. So there's 160 maps complete rooms to enter. And then once you run out of energy, you couldn't do them anymore, but you had energy to do endless dungeons. And there you didn't earn XP or items, but you did earn some shards for like a special item. So, it's kind of like a loop. You got to do endless dungeon to build up your character a little bit, but you can't power up too much by doing endless dungeons. So, yeah,
Right.
And you got in the endless dungeon, the one where you didn't level up was where you got the points, and we had to. I think the game just crashed, man.
Are you
I
playing
kinda,
it while we're talking?
No, I was going to bring it up right then to tell you that I beat you on the leaderboard, and it's not.
Oh, did
I
you?
end up getting. I just got past you while you were sleeping because you're in America, I'm in Australia. You were sleeping before this show, and I was up and playing, catching up, and got past you. Unless you, what did you get? What was your furthest dungeon you got in the endless dungeon?
I got to 70, the boss on 70. I couldn't beat the boss ever. Yeah,
I'm the same.
I quit playing. I don't know. I quit playing the game about roughly 24 hours ago. I didn't know if I was still in or not. Once I realized that I was not in the final tier, I just lost my drive to keep going. I have a lot of stuff going on. If I would have been in that gold tier, I would have still been grinding away. But I was just like, I've got what I needed to get out of this. I see what I need to see. There's some stuff I know I missed that how to optimize. That was part of it too. Was like I missed the first 36 hours. I'm slow to learn how to optimize, but I was figuring out finally, and I think it was 2 days ago, I finally figured out, I should probably cash out all my guys and make my top 5 the best. So I was a little behind on that. Then I realized in the dungeons.
Story, mate.
What's that?
We had the same story.
Yeah, and
Like,
then I realized
what you're saying is exactly what I did.
I realized in the dungeons, like even when you got to the blacksmith, just craft anything because you can salvage those to get points to put into your main's gear, and like it's very addicting because you have to grind up in the regular dungeon, power up to be competitive in the endless challenge. So you were constantly trying to grind, and they definitely hit the addiction level. I do not think this is sustainable at this model as is, but I'm okay with it right now because it's a step in the right direction. I think they're going to tweak it. They're going to take our feedback and they're going to improve it. I liked what Mythic's Chef said in the post about that. It's a little too grindy. It's a little too long. It's not sustainable, and I agree with him 100%. But for what it is right now, I think it's perfect. I think it gives the community much needed energy, much needed optimism going forward, what this is going to look like. And I'm looking forward to the tweaks and stuff. And I'm hoping for that they get new game modes, which I think they kind of have to. This is looking up, man. I'm very optimistic about this. This really hit it for me. And I've never played this style of game before. So it's just like, wow, okay. Maybe they do know what they're doing. Maybe I'm a complete idiot.
I'll tell you what, they don't have a clue what they're doing except for Chris Clay, and they brought him in to fix it, and that's what he did. He's, I don't agree with him politically at all. I'm assuming, like, I see what some of these posts and go, but he's a lovely guy, and you cannot deny that the guy gets game design, and he's been a genius. To save this project. Like, I don't like this game compared to what they're building. I would we had this conversation in our Discord with some people that were upset about the gameplay because it's not for everyone. But there's way more people that play this type of game because of the casualness of it, because of the simplicity of it, and they're just sitting on their mobile and they can just, I was playing Endless Dungeon. I got up to level 70. The last thing I did on GoG was just tonight, while I was sitting here playing, doing research for Who I'm X, doing research for this show. I had Endless Dungeon going, and it just, look back at it, play, do a map, and then get back to my work,
Yeah.
It's so friendly to be able to do that. I hope they create like less energy. I don't want to be able to play the game for 12 hours a day.
Right.
I want it to be 2 hours a day maximum, and maybe 3 hours for the hardcore people that have a thingo. What's it called? A booster.
Right.
Because I feel what would happen is I feel obliged to play, or I'll be losing. Like you said, you stop playing because you're losing. So I will put the time in, which I don't have, and then I'll end up going, I can't compete. Yep. So if it's 12 hours a day, and I'll stop playing. So I really think that's one thing I think they should change. They should change that so that you can't play endlessly and level up. Or endlessly and be on the leaderboard. I don't know. Maybe the leaderboard. I don't know.
There's a couple quick little fixes I think they could do. Right off the bat, like there was no point in playing the second tier, third, or even fourth of the endless challenge. In my opinion, it was just play the first one so that you could kill the bosses and get those big points. Because it was way too hard to get just a fraction of a more points in the next tiers up. So there was no point to it. So if they balance that out to where it matters to go up, I think that'll help a bit. And there's a couple other things they could do, but they might be encouraging this excessive playing for stress testing with the 400 people right now. And I'm pretty sure they're going to balance it out for the quality of life aspect. And correct me if I'm wrong here. Isn't this style of game something that's very popular in the Asia markets?
Oh yeah, it's huge.
The reason why I'm asking that is Chris knows this likely, and they're not just Guild of Guardians, Chris, but IMX is targeting Asia. They're not giving up on the West, but the West, unfortunately, right now, as painfully as this is for me to acknowledge it, they've made everything so hard regulation-wise that I think IMX strategically and smartly is saying, fine, we're just going to focus on Asia now where we can get volume and clarity and regulation that's pro this, and they're going there. So hats off to them, and this works, man. This is better than what was before. I'm all about it. I didn't think I would like the style of game. I do. And even if I didn't like this style of game, it's something in the positive direction. So if you want this
Yeah.
project to succeed, we have to be on this path. So they're going in the right direction. Give them some time to balance it out. I think we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, they're gonna have like guild play, and they're gonna have PvP, and they're gonna have like challenges with guilds. So there's heaps coming down the pipe.
I don't
But
know. I don't know if this is going to still happen. A while ago, they were hardcore talking about a tower defense application to the game before the reboot. I don't know if they still have that in the plans. That could be another game mode, but I do know that that was heavily talked about in the past.
that'd be cool. I'd prefer this game to be a little bit more dynamic. So maybe one more ability or two more abilities each hero. So where they've got down the bottom, where they have the ultimates pop up when they're available, you could have just two like small, make that about like half the size, and then have two more buttons below. So you've got three abilities. You know what I mean? So break up what they've got now for their ultimate into two small buttons at the bottom, and only at the top half is the ulti, and you can cast. So you could cast, be more dynamic the casts, and then also maybe some movement to be able to like position, like some more movement abilities that, they someone jumps to the back line, or you wanted someone to jump to the front line, to the back, one of us to jump to
Yeah.
the back line to take out one of their big hitters. Just a few more little things like that to it in season 2. Not this. It's not going to be out in season 1 like when they bring out the game, but when they bring out an expansion, I hope they just add a little bit more strategy to it, because it is, and less time
Yes.
to get through to the whole end of the dungeon, and more strategy. So a little bit longer fight in each individual fight, instead of having 20 dungeons, rooms have 10. Something like that. And so you can you can bring the strategy in just a little bit. That's what I'd do with it in an expansion in the future.
I'd
Just
like to
make it a little bit more
see.
exciting.
I very much love the UX improvements. What I would like to see gameplay wise, besides less time and more balancing, obviously, I had Leah, Karkuk, Morax, the oh gosh, what's her name? The legendary tank. I lost her name. Freya.
Freya?
And I had Durin. There was a lot of times where Morax or Durin or even Karkuk, they'd be getting low on health, but they'd be like up in the grill like immediately. And I'd start off a match and they go right up in the grill. I wanted them to hang back sometimes. I'd like an option to like, fall back or like do a feint or something to like wipe their aggro if I wanted to, instead of them just at the start of the match, they jump right into the fray of it. And it's like, well, all right, there's nothing I can do about it. So sit and watch. Like that kind of stuff, like strategy wise, I think would be really cool to implement.
I would take another year of building. So they're not going to bring it out for this release.
Right, exactly.
Adding that complexity, testing. The reason why they can get this game out in 12 months is because it's very basic, and there's not too much QA testing, balance, and all that kind of stuff to do. The balance is quite simple. What they do all that, what you're saying, the balance it comes complex. Comes what like that's pretty much exactly what I was saying as well. Like
okay,
pretty much the same. Like the same thing. I want to be able to move. I want extra abilities on the heroes to be able to do maybe one movement, maybe some vector controls on it as well. Why can't I click on my hero and move them with a vector? You know what vector means? When you like, so you click on the screen and you drag it to where you want them to go and things like that.
Okay, yes,
sort of thing. Yeah. So vector movements but that will take a lot of work.
It's a lot more complex. I get it. I'm just saying down the road things I would like to see. So loved the EDM music they popped in for certain maps. Oh, that got me energized. I love EDM. I love trance. I love progressive. I love all styles of music, but like I thought that was good to throw that in there. It's not in every map, but it gives it a little different flavor, and I like that kind of ambience. So big shout out to whoever made that decision.
You know what? Why I know it's going to be successful?
What's that?
Because right then, I just while you were talking, when we started talking about it, I got the game open, started opening it because I had an urge to play it. I had that. We're in the middle of broadcasting, and I literally had the urge to play it. And I did want to see the score, to see who was on the leaderboard. But I remember there's not much time left, and I wanted to have one more crack at that final boss in the Brimstone final boss base.
Oh,
I got up to him. And I didn't. Got up to him with nearly full health, but I didn't. I didn't have the ultimates available on him until a couple died. So
uh,
I wanted to try and I wanted to see how good I went if I got up there with all my ultimates available. I was going to go. I was going to go sack the other three heroes I've got and put them all into hit points and from. That's actually one other thing I think is a bit of a problem with it. What I don't like about. Did you feel that like the leveling didn't matter? Like it just didn't. You know what I mean? Like it was. It did matter,
early,
but like
early it did, but later it didn't seem like it mattered
yeah,
much. The bang for your
yeah.
buck of getting a level. The only thing that was cool about leveling is if you got it and you were hurting on health, it would heal your guy up. So that
Oh, I
was
did it.
nice.
Mate, I would play a whole 6 energy and not go up a level on a hero in the end.
Yeah,
What was your highest hero level?
I want to say 120ish. I think I got to.
Mm.
Who'd you have on your roster?
I had
Who was your
Freya,
mains? Okay.
Freya, and I had what was the tank guy? What was his name? Calyx? Just a normal one, just a blue rare
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Calyx.
Uh huh.
Calyx. I had the healer. What's her name? With the blue healer with the big elk ears, elk head.
Is it
I
Priel?
think she. No, she was just a rare.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh
Starts with
gosh,
F as well. And Ferulia, I think it's Ferulia. Something. I don't know. They got all weird
lost
names.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had so Freya, Calyx, her, the healer, Leia, and I end up getting Rufus.
Ooh, how was
Yeah,
Rufus?
he was pretty good. He's done a fair bit of damage, I think. Well, I'm not good at that, so I'm not sure. But yeah, he was
Yeah,
up there
I
doing
think
damage.
everyone can agree Leah was probably the MVP.
What level did you have her
I think she
on?
was my 120ish. I got her to I think rank 7. Yeah, I got her to
I got
rank
it at
7.
8. I got
Oh,
it at 8.
wow.
You know, when I sacked all my heroes, I was
Hmm.
600 green, what are they called? Gems. You know how you get the level them up with the gems rather
Right.
than a duplicate?
Hmm.
And she needed 34,000 or 32,000, and I was 600 short after
Oh,
stacking all these heroes. And then I got like 20, or not 20, about 10 normal standard rare drops from, that you got from doing achievements,
hmm.
and none of them were green, which gives 600. None of them were green
Oh.
until about the 10th one. And finally, right up today, just late today, finally got a rare hero that was a green keeper, so I could sacrifice and get the gems that I level up to level 8.
There's so many
But she was
different
only about.
things to upgrade on these characters and your crafting and stuff. I mean, it really sucks you in to like, oh, what can I upgrade next to make myself just a little bit better so that I can do better in the endless challenge. I think that was part of the addiction.
This game is going to go massive, mate. Everyone's worried about getting their money back and that from getting big numbers. I don't think the numbers of players are going to impact how much money players will be able to make from this game.
Hmm.
Like because it's going to be designed for download from the App Store. Passport sets up. Most of them won't even know. You can sell it and buy it and things like that, like and upgrade them and sell them. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna, I don't think they're gonna know it, and they're not gonna pay stuff. They're just gonna play the free version, and they're gonna be grinding. They're gonna get that urge. Oh, is I got some energy? Yep, sweet. I'm gonna level up my hero again. Oh, sweet. I might have got a free weekend. I might have endless dungeon run and see where I can get on the leaderboard.
Yeah, I was knocking out dungeons while I was waiting for my dentist appointment. I knocked out a quick dungeon. I may or may not have been doing it at work. And yeah, I was doing endless challenges while watching hockey. I was able to do both. Like, I could
Mm.
watch the hockey game, check back, see if my guys were done fighting, and then restart it. It was, I like the quality of life aspect of it, besides having to grind 6 to 12 hours a day.
Mate,
So,
well, I think Chris. I don't know if you saw my tweet about the Drake with a superimposed Chris Clay head over the top of it. You see that one?
No, I haven't. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it was. I didn't do it as an entry or anything like that. I just thought it was fun. It was Chris Clay saves the day. And it was a Drake with a picture of it. The not interested in the cool one. You know that meme.
I'm
You know
trying
the
to
meme
pull it
with
up real
Drake?
quick
Is it
here.
Drake?
I don't know what you're talking about. Let me. I'm pulling up your Twitter right now. Did you just do it recently?
Yeah,
Oh, there it
like
is.
10 hours
Okay.
ago.
All right. Chris Clay saves the day. Oh, that's cold.
Well,
That's cold. Oh my
it's like
goodness. You did
he
not
liked
do
it.
that. You did not do that. Um,
I was gonna put a picture. I was gonna put a picture of Ivan over over the top. I held back from that.
I just put too soon. I just put too soon on it with a question mark. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
so
That's
it's
good. I like it.
that's normally Drake, yeah?
I don't know the guy's name. I just know
Is
the
that
meme. I know the meme.
well, I thought it was Drake, but it might be wrong because I don't know American culture that well. But yeah, the meme with the yellow background, the orange jacket, the guy looks like Drake with his hand up saying no, and then the next one is pointing to it, going like yeah. And so the no one is the old picture
Dude,
of Gilded Guardians, and the new one is the new Gilded Guardians picture next to it. So
I
that's
take
all
pride in my
screenshot.
memes. I take pride in my memes. I think I do a pretty good job. I gotta give you props, man. That's legendary memeage right there.
I enjoy a good meme every now and again.
Yep.
Mate,
Well,
Gilded Guardians wrap up. It's going to be a raging success. It doesn't matter what Web3 crypto Twitter thinks. It doesn't matter if the 40,000 players in crypto Twitter like it or not, or fade it because it's unimmutable, or fade or whatever. This game is going to be successful. It's very simple and addictive, and it's just started. It's just a play test, man. It's just really early, and it was already really addictive. I normally can't bring myself to play tests very much, and I just couldn't stop.